The moment that ended Sean Connery's career did not happen in front of flashing cameras, it did not happen on a red carpet, and it certainly did not happen because of money. It happened quietly inside an editing room in 2003 while he watched his final major film fall apart piece by piece. After decades of commanding the screen as James Bond, after surviving Hollywood politics, fame, controversy, and reinvention, Connery finally reached a breaking point, and what pushed him over the edge wasn't failure, it was disrespect. But to understand why that moment mattered so deeply, you have to go back to where his story began. Sean Connery was born on August 25, 1930, at the Royal Maternity Hospital in Edinburgh, Scotland. His birth name was Thomas Sean Connery, and nothing about his early life suggested global fame. He grew up at 176 Fountain Bridge in a cramped, cold-water flat that locals called the Street of a Thousand Smells. There were only 2 small rooms, no hot water, outdoor shared toilets. His crib was literally the bottom drawer of a dresser because his family could not afford anything else. It was the Great Depression and poverty was everywhere. His father, Joseph Connery, worked as a factory worker and lorry driver, but struggled with alcoholism. His mother, Effie, cleaned houses to keep food on the table. Sean shared a bed in the kitchen with his younger brother, Neil. Yet later in life, Connery would say he never realized how poor they were because everyone around him lived the same way. By the age of 9, he was already working. He became a milk delivery boy for St. Cuthbert's Cooperative Society, pedaling through the freezing streets of Edinburgh before sunrise. He memorized each customer's preferences because good service meant better tips. He endured frostbitten fingers in winter and bullying from wealthier children who mocked his worn clothes. Decades later, in 2009, he stunned a taxi driver by naming every street they passed in Edinburgh. When the driver asked how he knew the city so well, Connery calmly replied that he used to deliver milk there as a boy. He left school at 13 with no formal qualifications. Poverty forced him into full-time labor. But he never stopped educating himself. He read constantly. Shakespeare, Shaw, Tolstoy, Joyce. He trained his mind with the same discipline he later applied to his body. At 16, he joined the Royal Navy, training at Portsmouth Naval Gunnery School and serving on HMS Formidable. His naval career ended early due to duodenal ulcers, a condition that ran in his family. By 19, he was back in Edinburgh, unsure of his future. He worked as a truck driver, steel worker, lifeguard, coffin polisher, whatever paid the bills. It was during this period that he discovered bodybuilding. He fell in love with weight training at 21 and built an impressive physique that would later become part of his screen presence. In 1953, he entered the NABBA Mr. Universe competition in London and placed 3rd in the junior division. With his prize money, he bought his first tailored suit, the suit he wore to auditions. That suit opened doors. Connery began performing in theater productions, including South Pacific at the Theatre Royal Drury Lane in London. During this time, he met a young actor named Michael Caine, who would remain a lifelong friend. Small television roles followed, including appearances in Requiem for a Heavyweight and No Road Back. He often played tough, working-class characters because that's what casting directors saw in him. Then, in 1961, everything changed. Producers Albert R. Broccoli and Harry Saltzman were searching for the perfect actor to play a British spy created by author Ian Fleming. Several established stars were approached, including Cary Grant, but they declined. When Connery auditioned, he did not arrive in a tuxedo. He came casually dressed. Yet when he walked away from the meeting, the producers watched him from the window. It was his walk, confident, controlled, dangerous. They saw James Bond. In 1962, Dr. No premiered. Made on a modest budget of around $1 million, the film exploded at the box office. Connery's calm delivery of Bond, James Bond, instantly became iconic. From Russia to Love to Goldfinger to Thunderball, the Bond franchise turned him into a global superstar. But fame was not easy. During filming, he endured real danger. Sharks swam too close during underwater sequences. A tarantula crawled across his body in Dr. No. Explosions singed his eyebrows. The Japanese press hounded him relentlessly during You Only Live Twice, even invading his privacy in humiliating ways. He began to resent the character that made him famous. He felt trapped inside the tuxedo. He believed audiences could not see beyond Bond. In interviews, he admitted he disliked the role and once said he would gladly kill the character. Yet, in 1971, he returned for Diamonds Are Forever, earning then a record $1.25 million salary. Instead of keeping the money, he donated it to create the Scottish International Education Trust, helping young Scots afford higher education. He never forgot his roots. Connery's career entered a new phase in the 1980s. In 1987, he starred in The Untouchables, playing Irish cop Jim Malone opposite Kevin Costner and Robert De Niro. His performance earned him an Academic Award for Best Supporting Actor. It was a powerful reminder that he was more than Bond. 2 years later, he played Henry Jones Sr. in Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, starring alongside Harrison Ford and directed by Spielberg. Their on-screen chemistry was electric, and the film became the highest-grossing movie of 1989. In 1990, Connery led The Hunt for Red October, portraying Soviet submarine captain Marco Ramius. The film's success cemented his status as a commanding presence, even at 60. In 1996, he starred in The Rock with Nicolas Cage, bringing grit and gravitas to an explosive action thriller set on Alcatraz Island. Despite his success, controversy shadowed him. In a 1965 Playboy interview, and again during a 1987 interview with Barbara Walters, Connery made remarks suggesting hitting a woman might be justified under certain circumstances. The backlash was immediate and fierce. Women's groups protested. Critics condemned him. His first wife, Diane Salento, later accused him of abuse in her memoir. Connery denied hitting her, but the controversy remained part of his public image. In 2001, he was offered the role of Gandalf in The Lord of the Rings: The Fellowship of the Ring. The deal reportedly included $30 million plus a percentage of profits, a sum that could have reached nearly $450 million. Connery turned it down, saying he did not understand the script. It became one of Hollywood's most famous missed opportunities. Then came 2003. The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen was meant to be another major franchise. Instead, it became the film that ended his career. Tensions between Connery and director Norrington escalated throughout production. They clashed over creative decisions. Connery felt the script was weak and the direction unfocused. When he saw the final edited version, he was devastated. He believed the film had been ruined. The studio refused to delay its release. Opening the same weekend as Pirates of the Caribbean: The Curse of the Black Pearl, the movie struggled critically and commercially. For Connery, it was the final straw. In 2006, at an American Film Institute ceremony, he quietly confirmed his retirement. He criticized Hollywood leadership and said too many idiots were running the industry. He no longer wanted to fight. He withdrew from public life, spending his final years in the Bahamas. Health issues, including a kidney surgery in 2003, slowed him down. By 2010, dementia symptoms were evident. The sharp mind that once dominated interviews began to fade. His last public appearance was in 2012 at the Edinburgh Film Festival. After that, he disappeared from the spotlight. On October 31, 2020, Sean Connery passed away peacefully in his sleep at age 90. His wife later revealed that dementia had taken much from him in his final months. From a dresser drawer in a freezing Edinburgh flat to global superstardom, his journey was extraordinary. He was a milkman, a bodybuilder, a sailor, an artist's model, and eventually one of the most iconic actors in cinema history. He redefined masculinity on screen. He carried franchises. He won an Oscar. He built educational foundations. He sparked controversy. He walked away on his own terms. In the end, the man who once said he would never be controlled by the Bond image proved something even greater. He would never allow Hollywood to control him either. And sometimes, the most powerful performance of all is knowing when to exit the stage.